everybody, Beau James here with a brand new episode of the Best of Southern States Wrestling. Here today on this program, we're going to take you back to 1996 and we're going to take you back to 2002, as that's the 2 years that we're going through right now on the Southern States Wrestling Network. You're going to see a WWE Hall of Famer in action right here on today's program. You're going to see an NWA legend, and you're going to see one of the biggest mouths ever to come from New York City. We're talking about the Duke of New York, Al Getz. We're going to get to all that here just in a minute. We're also going to tell you about a big event coming up this Saturday night, July 10th, 2021 in Gray, Tennessee, Summer Bash. Southern States Wrestling Summer Bash, our 30th year of doing Summer Bash. Well, minus last year for the pandemic, but it's going to be a big night at the Appalachian Fairgrounds. You're going to hear all about that in the middle of this program. I want to give you a note here real fast. We have a bonus episode of the Best of SSW coming where we take a look and pay tribute to the people that we've lost in the last year, and we were hoping to drop it in the middle of this week and it didn't work out, but it's coming real soon. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell here on this channel so you know when that drops and when new episodes of the Best of SSW drops and videos showing you what's coming to the Southern States Wrestling Network. Now let's go back to May the 23rd, 1996. Southern States Wrestling in Fall Branch, Tennessee. That was our home, the Sampson Center then. Events every other Friday night. And then we'd move to Saturday night during the ball season, but it was always a great time in Fall Branch, my hometown. We're going to go back and take a look at Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express as he battles Scotty McKeever. And there's a surprise at the end of this match from an NWA legend.
Rock and Roll Ricky Morton out against Scott McKeever in this match. Ricky Morton telling McKeever, Ricky Morton is working on the brain of Scott McKeever before they ever get started. Wrestling is a mind game just like a game of chess. Get a man's mind off of the match. Here we go, collared elbow tie up. McKeever takes Morton to the corner. McKeever throws the punch. Morton ducks out of the way. McKeever hit nothing but air. Scotty McKeever kind of mad at himself. They go collared elbow tie to the center of the ring. McKeever goes for an arm twist. Twists the arm again. Morton reverses the arm twist. Now Morton applies the pressure to the fingers. It's not supposed to go that way. Rock and Roll Ricky Morton takes McKeever to the ropes. Working on the arm of Scott McKeever. Ricky Morton all over Scott McKeever, working on the arm. Morton takes the hair and takes him down. Morton started to bite the fingers, but decided better. Ricky Morton working over Scott McKeever. McKeever takes Morton to the corner. Throws a shoulder block into the midsection, takes Morton out across the ring. He goes into the corner, goes to do the stinger splash. Morton moved out of the way and was ready for an arm drag when McKeever come out of the corner. Morton was set for him and rolled him over. In the armbar takedown, Ricky Morton, one of the finest wrestlers you'll find anywhere. We're glad to have him here in Southern States. I tell you what, he can work a man over from head to toe. McKeever getting desperate, going to the eyes. Tell you what, the action's fast and fierce. McKeever starting to give the rabbit punches and elbow smashes to the back of the neck, back of the head of Rock and Roll Ricky Morton. McKeever starting to work over Ricky Morton. McKeever starting to work on the arm. McKeever working on the arm. There's a flying mare by Scott McKeever. Scott McKeever got that arm board. Referee asking Ricky Morton, does he want to give it up? You know Morton's not. He's a competitor all the way. Rock and roll Ricky Morton in a world of trouble right now. McKeever got the arm bar in tight. McKeever going with an elbow smash to the top of the head. Morton comes back. 3 shots into the top of the head of Scotty McKeever. McKeever reverses, goes in on Morton. Sunset flip.
The winner of the ball in the match in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Rock and roll, Ricky Morton. Come on, referee, what's going on in Ricky Morton? Hernandez. The Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, coming out at nowhere. Well, I guess Manny wanted to be welcome to Southern States, and by golly, he welcomed himself. We need some wrestlers from the dressing room, please, to help with Ricky Morton.
There you saw it, a win from Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and then he was attacked by an old foe, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. That was not the end of them that night. That was a tournament match, first round of a tournament between McKeever and Morton. Morton had to come back in the second round, and the Raging Bull was not done with Ricky Morton, nor was Ricky Morton done with the Raging Bull there for that night, and it's set up for a big grudge match just 6 days later in Kingsport, Tennessee, and you'll be able to see that grudge match coming to the Southern States Wrestling Network here just in a few days. That May the 23rd event you just saw that match from, you can watch it in its entirety right now on the Southern States Wrestling Network. Let's take a look at the Southern States Wrestling Network. When we come back, we're going to talk about Appalachian Fairgrounds this Saturday night in Gray, Tennessee. We really need to update our ad because we have added so many more legends. We've added so many more big events to the Southern States Wrestling Network since that ad was made. If you have not already, new subscribers, check it out. Start your free 7-day trial right now. Then it's only $4.99 a month. New videos, events, TV programs, all kinds of stuff. New stuff going up on the network every few days. Now let's talk about, we've been talking about the best of in the past. Let's talk about the future of Southern States Wrestling. Let's talk about the future of wrestling in this part of the world. You know, Southern States Wrestling was created 30 years ago. Man, it's hard to believe that. 30 years ago to mix the veterans with the young guys. And Summer Bash was one of our first big events. The first one was held in July of 1991 in Kingsport, Tennessee. And we've had a Summer Bash every year except last year since then. And we're going to introduce you this coming Saturday night in Gray, Tennessee, July the 10th at the Appalachian Fairgrounds to some young, great talent that'll be working with Southern States Wrestling, and you can watch each and every week on the World Fighting Showcase Showdown television. It airs out of Bluefield on the 2 Virginia CW and airs on the Tri-City CW here in my part of the world at 11 a.m. every Saturday morning. I'm talking about the American Heavyweight Champion for World Fighting Showcase, David Anthony, and he's going to battle his #1 nemesis, Murphy Costigan. Both of these young men are great talents, and let's take a look, if you didn't see it on the last episode, words they have about this coming Saturday night in Gray, Tennessee. Then you're going to hear about the event itself, and then you're going to hear from somebody else that's debuting at the Summer Bash at the fairgrounds this Saturday night.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. July 10th, this coming Saturday night, Appalachian Fairgrounds, Gray, Tennessee. Murphy Costigan versus David Anthony for the World Fighting Showcase American Championship. David, we've done this dance, I don't know how many times now, I've lost count. I've beaten you, you've beaten me, so on, so forth. Part of me thinks we're going to be doing this till the end of time. But David, there's one key difference this time. You have something that I want. The WFS American Championship. And you know just as well as I do, David, I am the only one who can take it away from you. David, athletically speaking, very few people can touch you. You're top of the line, the ultimate athlete, as you like to call yourself. Personally, I despise you. For me, you're somewhere between a cockroach and that little white stuff that forms up in the corner of your mouth when you get thirsty. So David, believe me, I'm gonna have no problem hurting you. See you Saturday.
Hello, fight fans. I am David Anthony, and I am the World Fighting Showcase United States Champion. And I'm here to announce to you that on July 10th at the Appalachian Fairgrounds, I'll be wrestling for Southern States Wrestling, where I will defend my United States Championship against the Scottish sensation, Lord Murphy Costigan. Fight fans, you do not want to miss this. Murphy and I go way back, and every time me and him have went at it, it's been a fight. And I'm just here to let everybody know that on July 10th, we will fight strong.
The event of the summer is back. Southern States Wrestling Summer Bash 2021, a part of the Gray Block Party. Saturday, July 10th at the Appalachian Fairgrounds in Gray, Tennessee. This is a free event, free food, free kids games, free live music, wrestling is free, and a huge fireworks display after the wrestling matches. Gates open at 5 o'clock. Wrestling starts at 6:45. A night 30 years in the making. Summer Bash 2021. July 10th, Appalachian Fairgrounds, Gray, Tennessee. Don't you dare miss it. Be there.
Okay, I want all you redneck inbred hillbillies to listen to me real quick. This Saturday night in Gray, Tennessee, at the Gray Block Party at the Appalachian Fairgrounds, Southern States Wrestling presents Summer Bash. Sean Cruz and the Mega Destroyer are coming to town to face those Atkins boys. Now, they were robbed of the tag team titles before the pandemic hit, so they've enlisted my help, the greatest wrestling manager alive, Steve Fry, and I'm coming to watch out for their best interests. So let me tell you something, Atkins boys. We're coming to win at all cost. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you went out and got that Beau James. You two are the only friends he's got in the world. Nobody likes him. Not even Bruce. So it doesn't matter that he's there. I'll watch him just like you think he's going to watch us. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're coming to win. Now I want all of you to go get all them mealy-mouthed kids from the yard, wash their faces, bring them down to the fairgrounds. Everything is free, and that's great. The food's free. They're going to have kiddie rides. And on top of that, you're going to get to see us rid East Tennessee of the Atkins boys and Beau James. Saturday night, Appalachian Fairgrounds, Summer Bash.
There you heard from the man that calls himself the world's greatest manager, Stephen Fry. And he wants to talk about Wayne Atkins and Alex Atkins, and he wants to talk about me, and he wants to talk about how this team that he is now signed to manage in the Mega Destroyer and Sean Cruz were ripped off and defeated for the tag team titles. Well, those tag team titles were defeated and lost to me, Beau James, and Wayne Atkins. And I'm not able to compete this year at the Summer Bash, rehabbing a shoulder injury. I'm going to be in the corner right there across from you, Stephen Fry, and a lot of big mouth managers have come through here. And I'm going to tell you this. I may not be able to get in the ring and wrestle right now because of this left shoulder, but this right hand is still working. So you get within arm's length of me. I'm going to introduce that North Carolina nose of yours to this Tennessee soup bone right here, and I'm going to show you a lot of loudmouths have come around here, and they have all failed. And one of the loudest mouths that ever came through Southern States Wrestling was a man that started his career here in 1996, known as the Duke of New York. Then he would go on to be known as Al Getz. And I want to take you back to 2002 to a couple of interviews from Southern States Wrestling episodes that are now on the Southern States Wrestling Network. And you can hear what I'm talking about when I talk about the mouth and the mind of the Duke of New York.
Mike Williams for Southern States Wrestling with the Duke's Dynasty, the Duke of New York, KC Thunder, and simply the best Steve Flynn. How in the world, Duke, can you do to Beau James what you three guys just did?
It's real simple, and we'll show you firsthand, because, Steve, do the same thing to him. What you have to understand, Beau James comes out here whining and crying. They've made it personal. All they care about is the belts. All they care about is the money. Well, you're darn right all we care about is the money, because we care about getting ahead in life. We are sick and tired of listening to Beau James and his lies. For 6 years, I put up with Beau James. Come to Fall Branch, Tennessee. Come to Kingsport, Tennessee. Come to Bristol, Tennessee. Beau James tells me if I stick with him, he'll take me places. Well, the only places he took me was places I had to drive him. And I'm sick and tired of being his errand boy. I am sick and tired of listening to him do whatever I want, whatever he wanted me to do. I'm sick of it. And I'm not the only one, because I've found 2 other people that felt the same way I do. But not just any 2 people. We're talking Beau James' own family. What kind of a man must Beau James be for his own family to want to beat him into a bloody, stinking pulp? Answer me that. I am sick and tired. You know what? People like Ray Idol, David Garvin, Brian Overbay, I don't even care about these people. They don't exist as far as the Duke and as far as Steve Flynn and as far as KC Thunder is concerned. The only person we see in Southern States Wrestling is Beau James. And that's why we are going to bring this promotion down to its knees, just like we brought Beau James down to his knees, just like we beat him into a bloody pulp, just like I took this shoe and bashed it into his skull. We're going to do the same thing to anyone that gets in our way, and then we're going to bring this company down. It's personal, all right. It's as personal and as serious and as real as it gets. And the next chapter is going to be written this Friday night in Bristol, Tennessee. Whether it's one of us, whether it's 2 of us, whether it's 3 of us, or whether we've got some surprises up our sleeve. The next chapter, Beau James, what you just received, that was a warning shot. That was just a little warning. The real stuff is coming up. And if you had any sense left, you would stick your tail between your legs and leave East Tennessee. Leave Kingsport. Leave Bristol. Don't come back. No one wants you here. Because each and every time we see you, we're going to beat you and beat you and beat you until there's nothing left. It's Friday night in Bristol. Fans, you're going to see the end. The end of this feud. The end of Beau James. And the end of Southern States Wrestling. Because after this Friday, it's going to be the Dukes Wrestling Federation. It's going to be Steve Flynn's Wrestling Federation. It's going to be KC Thunder's Wrestling Federation. It's going to be the Dukes Dynasty. And there's nothing anyone can do about it.
For the last 2 weeks, you fans here in Southern States Wrestling have heard me talk about finding someone to take care of Beau James once and for all. We've seen what he'll do to his friends. We've seen what he'll do to his family. He broke KC Thunder's arm. He burned Steve Flynn. And he's tried to kill me about 723 times since last October. But finally, I have finally found someone. Someone that knows both me and someone that knows Beau James. And he called me up. And when he heard what Beau James was doing to all his former friends, he said, "Duke, sign me up. I will come to Southern States Wrestling and I will take care of your little problem. Money is no object." So we've got it all taken care of. And on the Super Summer Sizzler, the Duke will make his return to Southern States Wrestling. That's right. I got my lawyers. I got the suspension lifted. I'm so psyched. And you know what? I'm going to get a few licks in on Beau James myself. So I am going to make a protein shake so I can bulk up before I get back to Kingsport. You know what? That's right. Beau James, you're going down. You're going down big time. Bottoms up.
There you heard from him, the Duke of New York, Steve Flynn, KC Thunder right there. The feud between myself and the Duke started in the fall of 2001, and it went all the way to July of 2002. He brought all kinds of wrestlers after me. He had my family turn on me, and you can watch that entire saga play out on the Southern States Wrestling Network. And here just in a few days, you're going to see the finale of that feud. How did it end? What happened between Beau James and the Duke of New York when we finally came face to face in the Kingsport Civic Auditorium? So you make sure you check out the Southern States Wrestling Network. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter if you have not already. Make sure you hit subscribe right here to this YouTube channel. Hit the notification button. Next weekend, we're going to be back with a brand new episode of the Best of Southern States Wrestling. If you live in our part of the world, we hope to see you at the Appalachian Fairgrounds in Gray, Tennessee. Until next time, God bless each and every one of you.